Hi, hello, and welcome to the Mushroom Murder Trial podcast. My name is Lisa. Thank you so much for joining me. Today, I have an excerpt from the Made in Lithgow podcast that I did, and I spoke to Brad and Ian for about an hour about the Erin case and the Erin trial. So I have 5 minutes of it here, but I also have in the show notes the link to the episode if you'd like to hear more. Plus, tomorrow we're back in court with Erin about a suppression order. So, does this mean we're going to get an application for an appeal? I'll tell you more tomorrow. Have a great night, and here's me with the guys. Thanks. Well, she's got a husband called Simon, and I suppose I should say she tried to kill him 3 times before all this happened, and she was unsuccessful, even though he was in a coma for 16 days and his family had to come and say goodbye to him. And Simon was tipped off about it by his cousin, and he said, I think she's trying to poison you. So he stopped going around to the house. Things got more tense and more tense at Erin. So I think, okay, there wasn't a motive presented in the trial, but I think she got so annoyed that she couldn't kill him. She wanted to hurt him, and that's why she invited his parents. So they're Doug and Gail Patterson, and his aunt and uncle. So Pastor Ian, he's from the Corranborough Baptist Church, and his wife Heather. And they got invited in 2023 to that particular lunch, which Erin had been planning for a very long time. She took a phone with her when she went to pick death caps and buy a dehydrator, and she paid for it on her card. And then when she threw the dehydrator away, she paid for it with her card. I don't understand that. For someone who's so smart, she underestimated the police.
So she left an easy trail behind.
Yeah, I think they knew from the start she was acting really weirdly.
How many were there for lunch? Was it so Simon, his parents, the pastor?
No, Simon wouldn't go.
Oh, he didn't go, right.
No, and so the weird thing is I get asked it a lot. Why, if the parents knew that Simon thought he was being poisoned by food, why did they go? And I think it's because the Pattersons didn't want Erin to feel any more alienated than she already did. I think they did it to be like good family people.
Yeah, they're good people.
Yeah, they were good people. And I just think that Erin was underestimated by everybody. But as soon as the next day when they got so sick, so if you've got a stomach that's not too strong here, I'd just go ahead. But Simon's dad went to the hospital with a bucket of vomit and he said, she's poisoned us.
Yeah.
And so they knew, but they were trying to find out what it was. And Erin wouldn't help and she wouldn't tell them. And then she went into hospital and she was there 5 minutes and then left because she had to pack her daughter's ballet bag and feed her animals and she wasn't ready to go to hospital. So then she comes back in. They said, look, okay, sign this form, but you've got to be back in 20 minutes. So 2 hours later, Erin turns up. It was so weird. She just wasn't. She said she was sick, but then the police said to her, we're trying to work out why some people have died here and you're okay. And then the lying started at the trial. It was absolutely outrageous.
Yeah.
So at one point she made up, sorry if you don't like bodily functions again, but she made up this story that she was sick like they were. And at one point she had to pull over on the side of the freeway and do a bush poo. And then bush diarrhea, I should have said, actually.
Yeah.
And so she does that wearing white pants. And then she goes to a servo, pulls over, and then goes into the bathroom for 9 seconds.
Yeah.
So she got rid of something. Some people say it was her missing phone. Other people say it was Simon's beef Wellington. We just don't know. And this one is so bizarre. So Erin told the family at the lunch that day that she had ovarian cancer and she's going to get very, very sick.
Yeah.
And she made it all up. She'd been building up this whole story, telling the family that she had a lump in her elbow that they checked and it was ovarian.
Okay.
Elbow.
It's a bit removed.
So I actually know a lot about that, regretfully, because my mother had ovarian cancer and it does not come from the elbow.
Yeah.
So she spoke, they said, why has your doctor got no notes about this? And she said, okay, this is the story. I wanted to get gastric bypass surgery, but I didn't want to tell anyone because I was embarrassed and I needed help with the kids. They come back the next day and the prosecution goes, oh, that clinic you mentioned, the gastric bypass, they don't do gastric bypass. And then she goes, oh, okay, it was liposuction. She was incredible at lying.
Wow. And it wasn't, like lies that were easily found out.
Oh, yeah, and she's running around in white pants the entire time. She said she had explosive diarrhea.
Yeah, they're not conducive to white pants. So how many victims was there altogether?